Hi, this is your girl Wilma with the Bible studies, and we're going to turn over to Hebrew. We're going to go to chapter 11, verse 8 in the Holy Bible. Yes, Holy Bible. Don't you love the Bible? It's so good to us, and it teaches us, and it guides us, and it directs us. So what we're going to be teaching about today is Abraham. Abraham obeyed God even without knowing his destination, right? All right, let's read chapter 11, Hebrew, verse 8, okay? By the faith of Abraham, let's get it right. By the faith of Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after received it for an inheritance, obeyed it, and he went out, not knowing whether he went. He didn't know where he was going, did he? He didn't know that. He didn't know that. He didn't know what destination was going to be lurking around the corner. He didn't know what kind of troubles he was going to be facing, because God didn't tell him. He didn't tell him what he was going to face. He just told him to go into that land. He just told him to do it, and faithful Abraham, he believed in God, and he went. He trusted in God to be faithful to protect him and guide him along the way. Let's go to our notes. All right, as we have read, Hebrew chapter 11, verse 8 shows us that faith is often moving forward without having all the answers, right? Right. And see, Abraham didn't know the destination, like I was saying a minute ago. He didn't know how long the journey would be, or even take. He didn't know what problems he was going to face along the way. He just knew God had spoken. God didn't give Abraham a detail of the plan. He didn't promise comfort or safety. He didn't explain how everything would work out. But Abraham obeyed it anyway. Did you ever step out in faith like that? Okay, that's because faith isn't about feeling secure. It is about trusting God enough to take the next step. Faith is obeying and moving, even when things are still uncertain. God often calls people to act before they feel ready. Have you been down that way? All right. Okay, before they feel protected, even before they feel confidence. This doesn't mean God isn't careless. That's careless? No. He don't mean that he's careless with his people. It means he wants them to trust who he is. Or not just what they can see. Abraham's story reminds us that God's promise, his promises, usually move forward through ordinary people who chooses obedience, even when the future is unclear. Faith is real life. Often looks like doing the right thing without knowing how it will turn out, and trusting that God will be faithful along the way. Have you trusted God to be faithful when he told you to step out and do something? Did you just trust him? Did you just let him lay all his plans out? And you just said, all right, God, I'm doing this. I'm going to just stand on your word. I'm going to stand on your promises, and I'm going to back you up. After you back him up, he's going to back you up with your obedience, with your faith. He's going to see how far your faith can go. And and the Bible also speaks how he tries us with the fire. He tries us as silver in the fire. So let's be awful careful, because we want God to see our faith, to see our obedience. Okay? We want to also see God in the arrangement, right? Yeah. And I hope you're enjoying our Bible study today. And I hope you're getting blessed. So please give me a comment. Tell me that I'm doing something. Tell me I'm doing something right. Tell me I'm blessing you. And if you even got a prayer request, please put it on here, because I'm a praying girl. I'm a prayer warrior. I'm on my knees continuously. So if you got your name written there and your comment is needing prayer, I will be putting it on my prayer list. And just always remember to remind me that if you had got healed, delivered, because I'm a praying for you, and you're still on my list until you tell me everything worked out. And I know it will, because prayer answers things. God answers our prayers. He don't do it immediately. I'm not saying it's going to be fast, but it will be, because he is a faithful God. I hope you enjoy our Bible study today, because I get a big enjoyment out of teaching you what I know. I love doing this. God put that enthusiasm in my heart one night. Let me tell you this little story before I get off. Okay, I was asleep and I had a dream. And God talked to me in my dream, and I knew it was a very spiritual dream. Because when God speaks to you in your dreams, it's spiritual. You can back it up, because the next morning you'll find out it was absolutely a spiritual dream. Because it would bounce right in your chest, in your head. You have to do it. Everything that God had told you in your dream. And what happened in my dream is that he wanted me to do Bible study and read the Bible on YouTube. And that he wanted me to do that and teach it. I know a lot of people don't believe in women teachers, but in the last days, God already poured out his spirit on all flesh. And Bible studying and teaching and preaching and ministering and going telling out about Jesus Christ. These are the last days, and he has poured out his spirit on all flesh. And you need to accept it and get baptized and get filled full of that Holy Ghost and fire and spirit. Get all what God has. Get all the gifts. Don't just stand and be steady in one. He wants you to be filled full of the Holy Ghost and Spirit. He wants your cup to be overflowing. Yes. And in Bible studying and teaching and reading the Word is part of his gifts. He wouldn't have told me to do it if it wasn't his will. He wouldn't have told a woman to do it if it wasn't his will. Jesus said, "Don't pull the muzzle on the one that's kicking out the bricks." Jesus was a sight, wasn't he? Sometimes he could be funny. Even Paul led women into the gospel. Paul also said, "Don't put the muzzle on the one that's threshing out the corn." So don't put a muzzle on us women. We got good teachings. We can teach, and we sometimes a woman can outdo a man, because God put it in the woman's heart. It ain't that women are overpowering a man. Because God made Adam first, and I believe the man was the head of the church. But if the man is not saved and is not a Christian, how is that woman gonna be taught by the head of the house? because God is the head of us now. Jesus Christ. He came down on this earth in the flesh. He is the propitiation of God. He is the one that is leading his people, and he is leading us all. And I hope our Bible study has really blessed you today, because it's a blessing me too. I love Bible study, and I hope you get a great enjoyment out of it too, just as much as I do. I'm sorry I've been long-winded today, because it feels so great to speak today. If you don't understand what I'm saying, it's because I have not been on YouTube in such a long time to even speak, read the word, or sing. I barely can sing. I barely can speak. But it's because of my thyroids. It's pushing on my voice box. But today, YouTube family, I can speak pretty good today. And I'm feeling pretty good. Hey, you guys must have been praying for me. I sure appreciate you. I appreciate your prayers. You think I don't? I do. I appreciate each and every one of you all, and I love you so much. I got some prayer warriors that's got my name on their books, praying for me daily, and I thank you so much. I got a sister that's out there. She prays for me daily too. I appreciate her so much, and I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by my channel.